hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. How's your week going so far? I'm back with you live. I hope that you are doing well. Let me know in the comments, whoever is available to join me live. Hello, Coach Kimbo. Awesome. How is your Wednesday going? And we have a cross section of all three communities here on this live today. So if you are in my Facebook group community, Badass Mission Driven Entrepreneurs, go ahead and join me at Alona Lipari Official on Instagram and Instagram, vice versa, but also listen to this live and many more amazing episodes of education and inspiration that you need to grow your business on purpose, your legacy business from scratch or as big as you want to build it. Then go ahead also subscribe to the our podcast, the Life School Masterclass Show, and there you'll find amazing guests from this amazing community that's growing daily. We have reached, I think, over 20,000 purpose driven entrepreneurs. Hi, Nicole. Nice to see you. Awesome. Hello from New York to Melbourne, Australia. This is so cool. So, as I was saying, we've reached a community of over 20,000 purpose driven entrepreneurs. So, I'm so blessed that this is a growing community rising every day, and my mission and vision with the platform that I've created, which is called the Life School, is to really empower purpose driven entrepreneurs to build their life and business on purpose, to build a legacy so that they can do more good in the world. They can utilize their gifts, their passions, their life experience to really make a big impact, and why not also a lot of income, because I do feel that that is always correlated. So, hello, Harry. Hello. Oh, Coach Kimball. Yes. Awesome. 2 a.m. Oh my gosh. Well done. Thank you so much, Nicole. I am big on community because I have figured out through my experience that that is where you are the most heart driven, when you are part of something bigger, when your work contributes to other people's lives, and when you do meaningful work. And of course, being part of a community where we all share the commonality and the like mindedness of values, of where we can absolutely do that and utilize all our gifts, expertise, and experience is where my heart lies. So there we go. 2 a.m. Well, why aren't you sleeping yet? Oh my gosh. During the week, I cannot live past 10 p.m. We have a commercial here in New York. Well, it's actually CNBC that says it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? I know it's 10 p.m. I am in bed, so I know where my preteens are also. So that's it, Nicole. You get it. That's why you're part of this community. I'm so grateful you are here. And that is the idea with everything that I build, to really shine a light on visibility to amazing artists that are here, amazing entrepreneurs, amazing operators, right? Because this fits right in with today's topic of what type of leader are you, right? I work so much. I'm very blessed to attract a lot of visionary leaders in my community and also in my business overall. So being a visionary leader obviously is that one thing that we all have in common, as we have thriving, growing companies, right? Purpose driven companies. As we're growing our legacy companies, legacy businesses, right? Doesn't matter where you are, if you are at the beginning of it or if you're already past a certain mark of income and impact, right? It doesn't matter, because the type of leader that you are and discovering what type of leader you are is going to be really important, and really leveraging that information so that you know exactly who is it that you need to partner with in your business to take your business and impact to the next level, right? We can do nothing alone. Everything we do is with other people. I understand that at the beginning, you wearing all the hats, right? Been there, done that. The three types actually of type of leader that you could be are the artist. I track a lot of artists. You can be the entrepreneur, or you can be the operator, right? The operator. So I'll speak a little bit about each one of these. So as soon as I say that, let me know if you resonate with any of these. Yeah, I'm doing really well, Harry. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you, thank you. Where are you connecting from? And let me know if this information is resonating with you. And Yannick, yeah, from Canada, Nova Scotia, Canada. I have so many beautiful friends in Canada. I love it. And the beautiful, the, the, the thing that melts my heart the most is that we're so global. We're so global. We can reach people everywhere and we can make such a big impact. So that's really how, just boils my mind sometimes how international we are. So, Canada, New York, Australia, New Zealand, right? So all these amazing places. So that's really the magic of having an online business, right? Being able to build a legacy through the online platforms that are given to us, so that we can, penetrate, make sure our message is landing with our right audiences, with our right communities, and we understand what we really stand for. So let's go back to the three leadership types. As I said, the artist, the entrepreneur, and the operator. So being the artist, obviously, it's the creatives, right? Our creatives in the community. It's what I admire so much is the people that have the gifts, right? People that are innovative, creative. They have a lot of ideas that they want to put, to the forefront. So those are going to be our artists. And I do feel like this area obviously can be something that can be developed as well. I will share my story a little bit of how I started as the operator, especially from my corporate experience, and then how I kind of evolved because I think we all evolve. Hello, Anita. Nice to see you. I think we all evolve, obviously, in our abilities. But of course, we do have a natural one that it's how we're wired, is how we come to this world. And that's really a lot of people refer to that, I think, as the area of genius. And a lot of us, all of us, I say, are striving to stay within the area of genius the more we grow our businesses, because obviously that is the area that comes more naturally to us, and we can make a bigger impact with that because it is where our natural abilities lie, and it's just how our brain is wired, right? So that's the artist. The entrepreneur is, like most of us, the entrepreneur is the person that sees the problem and has a solution, right? Or thinks that they can offer a better solution to the marketplace, right? So that's the entrepreneur. Most of us start that way. A lot of artists have to learn how to be entrepreneurs, obviously, because that's the only way that you can make an impact and grow a business out of that. And then we have our dear operators, the structured individuals, the detail oriented individuals. Guys, let me know if you resonate with any of these. The process oriented individuals. And this is actually where I started. I have shared many times my corporate experience in HR and in executive leadership. So, of course, I grew a lot of my operator abilities because I had to execute on company initiatives and visions and missions, right? So that's a skill that I believe all of these can be developed, as I said, but of course you should stay with your natural as you discover it. That's how I started. And then when I ventured out to entrepreneurship, I really understood A lot of love over there. Oh my geez. Alrighty. So when I ventured out, I really understood how to grow from the operator to the entrepreneur. I wasn't really sure that I had that in me, but I did realize that I'm also a really great entrepreneur, right? Of really understanding what is the need out there in the market and what is the differentiator, what kind of offer do I bring to the table through my company, and how is it that I, am different from what's already out there in the industry, right? So I realized that I developed the entrepreneur side as well, and I'm sure through my journey you can find a lot of similarities between yourself. And then, of course, I grew the artist side through my personal development, which is the creative side, through a lot of personal development work, a lot of energy work, right? A lot of mindset work. I realized that I can spark my creativity, and that's actually something you can work on. So, just so you know, I believe again, all of these have to can be developed, but as you grow your company to the next levels, and you have team, and you have clients, and you need to the desire or the need rises for you to implement systems, more structure in your business, then it's really good to stay in your lane, depending on what your area of genius is naturally initially, so that you know which partners you need to attract in your business that are going to complement that area of genius, right? That's why I personally attract a lot of artists, because I've grew this area and I'm very spiritual as well. But of course, I bring in the asset for them, which is the partnership in helping them grow their business from the operator side, the structure side, the system side, which is what the execution side, right? The execution of ideas, the high level strategy that is needed so that you complement all these different abilities and put those to the table. And also the visionary leadership of helping people seeing things, for them, uh, based on based on their area of expertise, their life journey, and what is it they want to build out there through their business and business models, so that they can start implementing these things step by step, right? So it is important to find someone that can complement you. That's why business coaches exist, which is why business strategists exist, business consultants exist. Maybe I'll make another live to explain the difference between all these different positions. But when you are whatever late stage you might be in, I believe it's really important to understand who are those people that need to come to your life, so that you get the partnership and the support that you need, so that you can build the structure really in a solid way. I'm all about structure and foundation, because I have seen through my experience that business has departments, right? It has the branding department, the marketing department, your sales department, your the people that create your systems and your structures and your operations, and then of course you have to have team in order to grow to those levels. So that's why that's my similar framework that I teach monthly, actually, in free workshops and challenges that I run, because that is what I've seen through working with corporations, small companies, big companies, people just launching their businesses, or Fortune 500 companies. That is what everyone has in common. So, guys, let me know if any of this is resonating, and I hope it was helpful, and you can relate to it. And depending on what phase and stage you are in your business, I think this awareness is it's really crucial, because a lot of times we don't even understand how to articulate, what we are good at. And of course, unless we clarify this, then we don't know who are the right people that we need to attract, right? A lot of times we don't have that clarity. And especially with online entrepreneurship, because there's so much bombardation of content that comes to you from so many angles, sometimes it's very hard to have that clarity over, where am I, what stage and phase in my business am I, and what is it that I'm trying to build based on my vision and mission that is completely unique to you. I was talking to an amazing connection yesterday from the community, and we talked about business models, right? Guys, wherever, if whatever you decide to create, whether it's a course or a program or a membership, or you have a product, or you have an agency, or you have it done with you, or you have it done for you, it really doesn't matter, right? It's the business model, right? And you still need, that's just at the core of everything, right? You still need all these other departments in your business to all work together in harmony, right? Because a lot of times I think we get, you know, um, a lot of information around, well, maybe I should build a course, so maybe I should build a membership, maybe I should build that, maybe I should build this. Whatever you're building, it has to come, first of all, it has to meet your goals. That's the first one, right? Because in order for you to sustain yourself and make the impact you need, everything will require energy, right? So at the beginning, I always say you start with the thing that you can offer that is going to make the most impact. And then, of course, you grow from there. Whether you want to add products to you, whether you want to add other types of business models, it all has to make sense within the phase and stage of business you're in, and also the resources that you have set in place that you can tap into. The worst thing that I see is that people just take on too many things on their plate, and they might be just at the beginning, and that's not a good strategy because your diversion, your energy is going in a million different directions. If you don't have the clarity of how everything aligns, then you are just not going to be successful, because everything that you want to build is going to take a lot of time, energy, focus, positioning, messaging, branding, marketing, all of it. So, of course, when you get bigger and you have teams, you can create. I always say you just can't create everything at once. You just have to do it step by step. But of course, you can always be in creation mode if that's the artist in you and that's what you like to do. Awesome. All right. Being global is wonderful. Yeah, Yannick, for sure. Clarity is key, and we know where to direct our energy. That's where everything starts, is planting the seeds and understanding what you're doing. Internationality. Is that the word? Internationality? That's a different word. But being on intention. Thinking on intention, thinking on purpose, clarifying your objectives, right? I want to speak like a corporate executive, but clarifying your objectives is crucial, because out of those objectives, then you know what the next action steps are, right? So just like we talked about in your interview, Yannick, right? It was amazing what you shared. Is you have to know the what and the why so that you can figure out the how, right? Unless we know that, that's the word. Thank you. Intentionality. Awesome. I love that. Thanks so much for sharing. Intentionality. That's it. Intentionality is the word. um, and that's honestly what is needed to make progress and to save so much time and energy in the wrong focus, and learning how to say no to things. Once you are clear and focused, then you have a lot of great decision making powers, because you know exactly what to say yes to and no to. Because with every yes you say, you're saying no to so many things, but just make sure those no's are things that don't align with you. Awesome. All right. Nicole says currently Real Fridge Hair Bands is Australia wide. Look forward to being global. Oh, I'm looking forward to having you introduce a little bit around that in our community and see what you're up to with that. That's for sure. Well, keep shining. Amazing purpose driven entrepreneurs. I hope this live was really, really helpful. Keep an eye out for all the content that we are creating on purpose. so that it's helpful, it's educational, and it's really helping you build your life and business with a lot of clear vision and international. Inter, oh my gosh, I forgot. See, that's not my word, looks like, but on purpose. Building it on purpose so that you're very clear and you are not overworked, but you are, inspired. Because I think a lot of times when you go in a million directions, you get uninspired. So doing that for sure. No issue with vision and mission, making a massive difference to people experiencing hair loss from chemo. Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful mission, Nicole. I think we've chatted. I would love for you to come by and speak more about that mission. That's a mission right there, for sure. Definitely no issue with that. That's for sure. And I'm sure you've impacted so many people with that. All right, guys, thanks so much for hopping on, and we will see each other somewhere else in another live. As I said, cross join communities, Instagram at Lona Lopari Official, Facebook group Badass Mission Driven Entrepreneurs, and then on podcast, the Life School Masterclass Show. And keep an eye out for my trainings in September. I'll be teaching my whole framework from everything that you need, pretty much one stop shop for your business, all the departments into one training, as far as branding, marketing, everything you need to know in all these areas, sales systems, and team. So that's what is happening. Awesome. Background as oncology. I love that. I love that. I love to hear more regarding your story, your mission, your purpose, and all the amazing work that you're doing, Nicole. So we will connect for sure after the live. Let's connect again and see where our conversation is and go from there. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday. Bye for now.